Every hidden obstacle announces itself if you know how to make it move. In the Tang dynasty, the county magistrate of Dangtu was a man named Wang Lu. He was corrupt, and he was not alone. His chief secretary was just as deep in the muck. The two of them had been colluding in bribery for so long that neither could be touched without the other falling too. The citizens of Dangtu knew this, so they filed a joint petition, not against the magistrate himself, which would have been dangerous, but against his chief secretary. The petition laid out the secretary's crimes in meticulous detail: extortion, bribery, abuse of power. Every line on the page was true. Wang Lu sat down to judge the case. As he read, he began to sweat. Every crime listed against his secretary was a crime he had been complicit in. The petition was aimed at one man. Its shadow fell on another. He was supposed to write a ruling. Instead, his hand moved before his mind could stop it. Onto the petition he brushed 8 characters.
汝虽打草，吾已惊蛇.
Meaning, though you are only beating the grass, I, the snake, I'm already startled. The citizens had sued the secretary. The magistrate had indicted himself. His own guilty conscience made him flinch before anyone had named him. That involuntary confession, preserved in the Tang dynasty miscellany, the
酉阳杂俎,
gave the 36 Stratagems one of their sharpest tools. The stratagem that carries his name is not about force. It is about the probe that precedes force. You send a small, deliberate signal. You watch what moves. What moves tells you what is actually hiding in the grass. In 218 AD, Zhuge Liang needed to move 100,000 troops across the Han River past Cao Cao's 400,000-man army. He could not fight his way through. So for 3 consecutive nights, he sent 500 soldiers to the riverbank with drums and horns. No crossing. No engagement. Use Noiser repeated. Cao Cao's army, exhausted and rattled, retreated 30 li on the 3rd night. Zhuge Liang moved his real army across in the gap, unopposed. He hadn't beaten the snake. He'd beaten the grass until the snake revealed where it would go. The core principle is
以以扣实，察而后动.
Suspect hidden threats. Probe to confirm what is real, then act. The probe is not the move. It is the intelligence you need before the move becomes possible. What is the business equivalent of 500 men with drums? Chris Voss spent 24 years negotiating hostage releases for the FBI. One of his most counterintuitive techniques is also his most precise translation of this stratagem. He calls it mislabelling. Voss explains, one great way to do this is to mislabel one of the other party's emotions or desires. You say something that you know is totally wrong, like, so it seems that you really are eager to leave your job when they clearly want to stay. That forces them to listen and makes them comfortable correcting you by saying, no, that's not it. This is it. The deliberate wrong statement is the drumbeat on the riverbank. You are not probing for agreement. You are probing for the correction, because the correction is what the other side was not going to volunteer. Wang Lu condemned himself by reacting to the accusation aimed at his secretary. Voss's counterpart condemns themselves by rushing to correct a statement that was never quite right. In both cases, the snake moves before it meant to. The same logic applies to constraints. Roger Dawson describes what he calls testing for validity. When a buyer claims a firm budget limit, you probe it with a hypothetical. His example: a real estate agent tells a buyer, if I find exactly the right property, the price and terms are fantastic, but it takes $15,000 to get in. Is there any point in showing it to you? 9 times out of 10, Dawson writes, the buyer, who had claimed an absolute ceiling of $10,000, finds a way to consider the higher number. The stated constraint was the grass. The probe revealed the snake, a budget that was flexible all along. In APAC enterprise sales, the hidden snake takes many forms. A procurement contact who says the budget is fixed for the year. A regional head who says the decision has been made at headquarters. A technical evaluator who says the incumbent's integration is too deeply embedded to change. Each of these may be true, or each may be the reflex of someone protecting something they have not said yet. You do not find out by asking, "Is that really the case?" That question is too direct and too easy to deflect. You find out by beating the grass. Try mislabelling the constraint. It sounds like even if a better solution existed, the switching cost would make it a non-starter for your team. If the constraint is real, they will confirm it. If it is not, they will correct you, and the correction will tell you exactly what the real obstacle is. No, the switching cost isn't the issue. The issue is, that sentence is worth more than 3 discovery calls handled the standard way. Try testing the stated ceiling. Before you discount to hit a number a prospect has named, propose the full solution at a slightly higher price and ask, if this solves the problem completely, is the gap something worth exploring? Or should we scope this down to fit the number? The answer will tell you whether the ceiling is a constraint or a negotiating position. In APAC specifically, where direct disagreement is often avoided and face matters on both sides, the mislabel is a particularly clean tool. It gives the other side the dignity of correcting you, rather than the discomfort of admitting they were withholding. They get to be right. You get the truth. Probe before you commit. The snake that hasn't moved yet is the one most worth finding.